All right, today what we're going to do is we're going to build on our tool belt. Our tool belt, we've got graphing, we got substitution, and again, I can have two equations and find out where they intersect either using graphing or substitution. All right. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do elimination. Now most kids really like elimination. For some weird reason, they just love it. Okay? So hopefully you like it too. It says solve the systems using elimination. Notice that it will tell you that. The key to using substitution is or elimination is you need things in standard form. So you need it in the form ax plus by equals c. It must be in that form first. Okay? So if you look at the first equation, is it in standard form? Yes. I've got x and then y and then the equals and then the 9. Is the second equation in standard form? Yes. I've got an x, I've got a y, I've got an equals, and I got a number. So they're both in standard form. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line them up. Do you remember when you were in elementary school how you had to line up your decimals when you added and subtracted the decimals? This is the same type of thing. So I'm going to put x plus 5y equals 9 down. And then underneath that, I'm going to line up my x's. So I'm going to write 4x minus 5y equals negative 14. And I'm going to draw a line. And you're going to notice I got my x's lined up, my y's lined up, my equals lined up, and my numbers lined up. And you need to line them up that way. Now you have a choice. You may either add or you can subtract. All right? And I'm going to tell you right now in this one, we're going to add. And you can go, well, why do we add? I'm going to show you why later. Okay? So this is what you're going to do. I'm going to add. So I'm going to put a plus sign out front and I'm going to cup it. And the reason why I cup it is if you don't, cup it off to the side, it looks like it's part of the problem. So I'm going to add up and down now, kind of like you did with decimals. X plus 4x is 5x. Now, 5y plus a negative 5y gives me what? 0. I eliminated a variable. That's where elimination comes from, the word. I eliminated it. I got rid of it. So you should get rid of a variable by doing this. If you don't, you messed up, okay? All right, and then I've got equals 9 plus negative 14 is negative 5. Okay, now I need to solve for x. So I'm going to divide by 5, and x gives me negative 1. And I just found the x of my ordered pair. Yeah, a lot of kids like it because it goes pretty quick. Okay, now I need to find my y. So I'm going to choose one of those equations. And again, it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose the first one just because I am. So x plus 5y equals 9. I'm going to plug in negative 1 for x because that's what I found. I'm going to add 1. 5y equals 10. Divide by 5. Y equals 2. And my ordered pair is negative 1, 2. And that is where these two lines intersect. That's what I'm trying to find. And that's it. That's elimination. Now, there are problems that are going to be more involved than others, and we'll get to them. But generally, this is the process. Now, if I checked this, which equations do I check it in? Both. And what happens if it doesn't check? You did something wrong, and on your homework quiz yesterday, there were 2 people that put no solution. Okay. There is a solution. Your solution is negative 1, 2. It should check. All right, let's move on. Is the first problem in standard form? Yes. Is the second problem in standard form? Yes. So then I line them up. And kids go, does it matter which one I put on top? No, it really doesn't. I just put the first one on top just because it's first. Draw my line, because that means equals. Now, I don't want you to do what I'm doing, because I'm going to do it wrong. Right? I'm going to do it wrong, so don't do it. Now, remember the last problem I added? Remember how I did that? Let's say I was doing this again. Again, this is wrong, but I want to show you why it's wrong. 3x plus 3x is 6x. Negative 4y plus 2y is negative 2y, and 2 plus 26 is, did I eliminate a variable? I did not. So adding is not correct. I need to subtract. So if you're like, I don't know which one to choose, I'm really confused, try adding first. If you don't eliminate a variable, then subtract. Okay? So now you can pick up your pencils, and we're going to subtract. And again, I'm going to cup it, because if I don't, it looks like a negative, and it's not. It's a minus sign. So 3x minus 3x gives me what? 0. I eliminated a variable, so I know I'm good. Negative 4y minus 2y gives me negative 6y. 2 minus 26 gives me negative 24. Right. And then I divide by negative 6. Xy gives me 4. Okay, so I found my y. Now I need to find my x. Which equation? Doesn't matter. I'm going to grab the first one just because. Y equals 4. Times 4 is equal to 6. Okay. So if you try the other equation, you got to put it in there and then multiply. We got any questions? It's a good question. Something you don't understand? Okay. Let's keep going. Right. So x plus 6y equals 13. Negative 2x plus 6y equals negative 8. You want to add or subtract? Subtract. Why? Do you see the trick? Yeah. That's correct. 6 minus 6 is 0. So if they're the same sign, you subtract. Very good. So I'm going to subtract. X minus a negative 2x is 3x. Yep, because you got that double negative. Now, some kids struggle with that. And if you do, if you want to go off to the side and just write, 1 minus a negative 2, like this, just to kind of visualize with it, go ahead and do that. That doesn't hurt anything. 6 minus 6y is 0, I eliminated it. Don't put the 0 in your equation. Equals 13 minus a negative 8 gives me 21. Divided by 3. X gives me 7. Okay, now what? Plug it in, right? And they generally come out pretty nice. They really do. Yesterday when we did substitution, sometimes when you're solving for a variable, you're getting yucky fractions. You shouldn't be getting yucky fractions. It should come out nice and clean and pretty easy. Same with elimination. If you get something really yucky, you probably did something wrong. Probably. Let's see here. Let's do this one. What's the wrong with this problem? Bart? It's not in the standard form, the second equation, and how do I get it there? Yep, subtract 6x. Okay, so which comes first? That's correct. Minus 6x plus y gives me negative 32. So sometimes you have to put it in standard form. And show your work. Some of you, you're trying to do it in your head and you're getting mixed up with all those negatives and positives roaming around. Okay? So then I'm going to go ahead and line them up. You must have it in standard form or it's not going to work. Add or subtract? Add. And cup it. Make sure you put your line underneath. What do I get? 6x plus negative 6x, 0. So I eliminated my variable. 7y plus y gives me 8y equals, yep, negative 16 divided by 8.
Doesn't A have to be positive though?
Yeah. Your final answer when you're doing it in standard form, it does, but we're not leaving it in that form.
Because I times by negative 1 and I'm still getting the same answer.
You can. That's a good question. So she's asking, does the bottom equation have to be in standard form? And remember, A is not supposed to be negative, right? Yes, you can multiply it by a negative 1 to get a positive and then go ahead and do this. You can do that. You don't have to because it's not your final answer. The final answer, if it's in standard form, you're right. A needs to be positive. Okay, and you can do it. You don't have to. Does that make sense? Yeah? No?
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Okay, that's fine. Keep doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, so then I got y equals negative 2. I would take the original equation. I would take 6x minus, 6x plus 7y equals 16. Are there any questions? Okay. Do you want to do the last problem, or are you guys okay? We all right? All right. We won't do it then. I don't think we need to. I think we got it. Make sure you ask questions if you have them, or email me if you don't understand something.